Business majors are the group of students with the lowest verbal reasoning scores on the GRE. Humanity majors have the highest verbal reasoning scores. A large sample confidence interval between verbal GRE scores for business majors and humanities majors was created. The result was as follows: negative 177 to negative 30.99. Is there a significant difference? All right, so again, if you want to know, based on looking at the confidence interval, if you want to interpret it and find out if there's a significant difference between the two means that were compared, you have to first consider how they were subtracted. So let's zoom in on this a little bit by putting the interval here in front of us, written out in a larger size. And we're going to look at this and say, look, clearly here, when I look at this, I see that the subtraction was done business majors minus humanity majors. And so that's our mean 1, that's our mean 2. And the rule is very simple again. If the interval is positive, right, it would mean here that mean for business is greater than the mean for humanities. That means if both interval limits were positive. If both are negative, it means that the mean for humanities is greater than the mean for business. And when, again, the reasoning or the explanation for that is, again, if you think about just a simple subtraction problem, if this number was 3 and this number was 10, the difference would be negative 7, right? 3 minus 10, negative 7. So whenever the back number is bigger, you're going to end up with a negative difference. And of course, if they're both negative, it means there's a significant difference between the two things. In this case, the second one is bigger. So because the interval limits are both negative, we're going to assume that humanities majors score a significant amount higher than business majors on the verbal portion of the GRE. Okay, so basically we're saying that humanities majors have a significantly higher score on the verbal portion. And what's the difference then between their scores? Well, in the worst case scenario, you would basically say it's a difference of about 31 points, up to the possibility that it could be as high as 177 points. And that's, of course, assuming that you believe the true mean difference is within this interval. And, of course, we're going to have a high confidence level promising that it is in there, right? So something like 95% confidence that the true mean difference is in this interval. And the lowest difference, the smallest possible difference here in the interval is 31 or so, right? So essentially, the mean for humanities seems to be larger, significantly larger than the mean for business majors, because both interval limits are negative.